Bye-bye. That is an 8 hands lethal, bro. 8 hands lethal, how you doing there? Okay, well, I take it. Yeah, I was just about to say, what are you still doing in this game, bro? You lost. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Have you ever seen or even thought of the combo? Oh my bro. Who else would try it if not me, right? I'm showing it one time. That is how you win games right now. How you doing there? This dude will have nightmares today. That was not even close, right? Top 100. Today we're playing this deck, which is a BBU 8 hands DK. Yeah, I've been cooking specifically a control version of a DK deck, which appears to be quite strong right now because it has a lot of like board clears and even a Hideous Husk right there. It's kind of like also a board clear paired like with your small liches that can actually, like, you know, erase all of those small minions that opponents might just like play out. And there are a lot of menagerie decks, a lot of aggro decks going on so far. But when it comes to specifically a control matchup, I found that a Headless Horseman is actually a strong card, but you need to be able to cycle through your deck a little faster, so that is why two copies of a Chillfallen Baron is actually really important. I tested it out in like about like 50 games or so, and that is, like, you know, what I came up with. Is a combination of these three cards is actually extremely crucial for you if you want to actually run a control deck these days, because it's all about how fast you're able to reach your like, you know, your deck limit and go with play a Kil'jaeden overall, and you have a lot of like card gains and you have a lot of mana, which is extremely important for you to actually play out those huge demons and use whatever like cards you have left. But specifically, this version of the deck also plays a 8 hands from the beyond. And this card actually helps you out to reach to your deck limit a little faster if you want, if you have like a, you know, at least a room for you to actually do so. And also, you know, Shaladrazil also helps you out to actually regain some kind of like momentum if you're able to play a huge minion. And you usually want to play Zera somewhere like on turn 8, on turn 9, for you to have like a little more mana, like kind of like a little ramp up. So as far as it is, this deck specifically has some pretty interesting additions like an Exarch Maladaar for you to actually play out some, like, you know, costly cards a little faster. And they also have like a lot of like dark gifts packages, so this is like an addition to this deck that you know, we tried before. Starship package. It was really strong, and I kind of felt like a succ DK with a Starship package is kind of like really good so far. But when you, like, you know, deny a Starship shenanigan for you, you have a room for you to actually have all of those dark gifts minion. And Nightmare Lord Xavius is actually good after you play a Kil'jaeden, right? For you to actually discover a really cool minion. But before you do that, you can like do that just for tempo, for a 4/4 on turn 4, for example, and find something like a Hideous Husk and get a copy of it with a 2/2 copy, right? And this way your liches are kind of like really strong, and, like, you know, you use, like, there are some variabilities. As I said, like, we tested out a lot of things. I even tested Nightmare Lord status and just like didn't work in any other variation of the deck if you're not running like a full dark gift package, and if you're not running 8 hands, if you're not running like a Kil'jaeden or something like this. So this deck is kind of like something I wanted to try, because I was like going like forward with this and, like, you know, trying to you know, maximize the efficiency of each card in my control DK, and at that point I felt like, okay, we have to test out a BBU 8 hands just to see how some cards are playing out, right? So this is the day when we are going to do so, and I'll jump right in.
The Lich King versus Jaina.
The time for dreaming is over.
The past is dead.
Okay, against the mage, right? We have a pretty good start so far. Let's see what he plays out. Sorry about that, I had to respond. Some people in chat. Shield battery. Well, not too strong. Well, I guess there is a new addition of a Protoss mage, right? Protoss mage, and we don't really have dirty rats here in this deck. I'm like in my control variation of the deck. I actually run dirty rats specifically against like people like this. Because if you take out at least like one Colossus, you won the game, obviously. They just like don't have enough damage against the blood DKs these days. I guess this is fine. Oh, charge. Plus 3 attack and lifesteal. Well, that is actually really strong. That is actually really strong. Okay, let's go with that. Okay, one sec. Okay, don't really have too much of a choice here. Let's just summon some minion and keep on hitting his face. Now let's hope for Hideous Husk to actually do some work here. And for him not to have like removals. Unfortunate, so for him. That's a clear out, right? Well, for now, everything looks fine. But we need some help, right? We need, for example, a top deck of another Hideous Husk, I would say. We need some help, we need Airlock Breach at some point. To at least survive like one Colossus and hope for him not to draw a second one. But he already got like 2 Chrono Boots here, which is concerning so far for me. Let's hope he doesn't have another Resonance Coil, for example. Ooh, so he has both of the Colossuses in his deck, or in his hand, oh my god. And no dirty red for us. No dirty red for us, okay. So far, that's really concerning, you know? That's really concerning, though. Okay, let's summon as many minions as possible. Let's do as much damage as possible here. But we need Liches. We need Liches to finish him off early. We have 8 damage, but like a top deck of now the Hideous Husk actually gives us lethal, but that's about it. A Wizard. Awesome. Airlock Breach for us, which is like, you know, fine. And another one. Well, I was asking for it, right? We can erase a couple cards. Like, do want that though. Kinda do. Kinda want to erase, right?
Death calls.
Kinda want to erase. With an 8/8 on the board, but a couple of 5/5s is a little better, a little more aggressive, so... This and this is kind of like a little more threatening for him, right? Kind of like forces him to do a Colossus. Okay, let's go with it. That's kind of like threatening lethal here. Kind of like. Now let's see how he responds. Maybe that is kind of like, you know, maybe that is that's a GG for him, but it's not. Okay. Do we have to do that like yet again though? Okay, now with a Shalladar Zilm, I guess we have to do something like a Zilliax. It's a little more, you know, concerning for him. Has to do Colossus here, but I'm not sure if he has a guts. He has like 2 Protoss Cannon, he needs 10 mana for it, right? Didn't set it up yet. 2 Blizzards are out. Sleet Skaters here. Well, Sleet Skater is concerning, fortunately. It gives him some room to breeze. How much damage do we have? Plus 10, 11, 21 here. Don't really have enough mana here, right? Don't really have enough mana for now. But we have to do this anyway. To prepare ourselves, right? Do we clear the board here? I guess we should. Let's do something like this. I want his side of the board, like, you know, cleared here. Has 10 mana for Colossus here. And we don't really have a lethal. And that's the first Colossus, right? Okay. And we have to play an Ursak here. And this card, because we don't really have a lethal right now. We have just 6 damage. We need 2 more. Ursak is kind of like important because if he plays Colossus, like he has to play Colossus here, right? He cannot just like clear it off. That's it, because the Colossus will just like still kill him. He doesn't want to play a second one, interesting. Because it just like doesn't guarantee him a lethal. Sleet Scare is strong, by the way. Sleet Scare is strong. So I guess we'll go with an Airlock Breach here. Airlock Breach plus Xavius is kind of like fun, right? Of course, Explosion is not something that I need. Plus Xavius and just like good to go. He has to do a Colossus right now. Yet again, though. Ooh, Creature of Madness. Charge. Let's go. That's so much damage. And just so much damage though. Has to do a second Colossus here. Let me save my doing. By the way, Hideous Husk plus another Lich is kind of like a lethal whatever that he does, but we don't really have those cards. We don't really have like a way to draw that many in one turn. Unfortunately. Do I really skip the Colossus turn here? Yeah, he does. Okay, interesting. Interesting that he does that, okay.
Time runs out on me.
Creature of Madness for us. Let's probably go with an 8 hands from Neon here. We'll just erase him 1 card, and we will erase Rite of Atrocity plus Creature of Madness from ours, right? Maybe Dreadhound. Oh, she's decent enough, though. It's an 8-8. Well, we kind of like have a good enough threat right now for him to play Colossus anyway. Like, I were forced to. Okay, let's see what a Creature of Madness gives us here. +3 attack and lives too. Reduce the costs, not really interested. Color card is kind of like whatever.
But little time.
Okay, fine, let's do so. We still have more than enough strat, right? We kind of like, all we want is just for him to get rid of his Colossus and kill it. That's it.
I have seen creation, and I will bring
Oh, here's it says. And then our has to come. Well, we have a board clear here at least. Well, that is nice. It's not, well, it can be a counter spell as well. I really want to draw him. Counter spell, okay. Hideous Husk, oh my. So that is kind of like a potential lethal next turn.
No wear and tear of any kind.
I kind of like the idea of a Chillfallen Baron here.
but little time.
Okay, let's go. Should be a lethal next turn, right? Because we have it says and we have a Hideous Husk here. He shouldn't be able to like heal. Colossus is out. Let's hope he bounces it off and finishes the turn like this, right? What is up, my friend? There's your second Colossus. There's your whole, whole kind of like game plan here. And here's the bones. And as I hope for, all we needed is exactly this. That is exactly what we needed. And I'm kind of glad he actually did that for us.
And I will bring destruction.
Bye-bye. Oh, that was strong, bro. Well, I guess you don't really need the rat to win against the Colossus Mage, right? All you need is just to like, suck up all the damage. All the health that he has. Deal some early damage, bring his health total to like the lowest as possible, right? And after that, like, you just want to finish off with Hideous Husk, because he has a way to gain a lot of armor, but he doesn't have a way to actually heal, and that is that is the difference that it makes.
Foxy versus Rexa.
Acting on instinct.
Underestimate me at your peril.
Against the hunter, Against the hunters, hunters are really fast these days. Not sure, I'm not sure if a draw like this, like with 2 dead cards till like turn 10, that we can do something about like a fast hunter, like for example a menagerie hunter. I'm not sure that it's possible for us, unfortunately. We can actually discover something against the hunter. I guess that's fine. Oh my man, Terrible Chef is kind of like fine. Let's go. Guys, kind of like a board presence, right? Oh, here's an egg. Okay, so that's an egg hunter. Okay, good to know. Good to know that is an egg hunter. We have to pop the egg, unfortunately, as painful as it sounds. If we are able to keep the queen to play a Xiliax turn 8, if we are live till that point, that may be a game-changing point, right, for us.
Twice as hard to go twice as fast.
As painful as that looks, that is the right turn, you know, to pop the X here. Because he has Death Rattle triggers. Well, he does have an Arubian egg and a Death Rattle trigger. Well, it couldn't be any better for him, I guess, right? Couldn't be. In my mind. Oh my mind. Oh, we can clear huge ones. I'm kinda like drawn. Okay, let's draw first. We need, oh, hold on. We have a way out here, by the way. And let me do that for now, because we need corpses. We have a Xiliax next turn, by the way. Turn 5 Xiliax, that can be a changing, like a game-winning stuff. Ocean Chamber here, fine. Obviously. It can be a game-winning strat out there. Go with this. And with this. I actually made a huge mistake, right? I actually had made a huge mistake. I needed to kill that one. Needed to kill that one. Okay, let's see what is out there. Made a huge mistake, lost the game, right? Battle Cry is triggered twice. I kinda need a full Hearthstone here now. Okay, let's go. Kinda need a town here now. Just because I actually made a huge mistake. Might actually cost me a game. Might actually cost me a game here. But let's see what he draws, right? Okay, that was actually really good. Okay, good stuff. We are still alive, and that is what matters, right? We are still alive, and that is what matters. Maybe I had to kill 4-2, but I'm not sure. Instead of 4-4. If he has another Hydralisk, it could be better to actually kill a Hydralisk on a board, because it's one less pain, right? Yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's the end of the game. We're a full house here. Terror Scale Stalker without anything, and GG.
The citadel stands strong.
Here's Husk for us, okay. And that's a GG.
Here I come.
I'm carrying it, So that is why he just like played a 2-drop and nothing else, because the Kil'jaeden was not playable at that point. How shall ladder here? My mind. How much damage is it? 12 here. Plus 5 here. 17. Not enough. Not enough. I guess we're killing this stuff. It's like, why not? I'm playing something like this. It's too much health for him to do all this. And we are getting stronger and stronger each turn. Battle Cry is triggered twice. Not interested. This is fine. Chillfallen Baron is kind of like nice, you know? An extra card here with a 2/2 copy of it. Oh man. Strong. Those larvas is kind of like his only way to actually do something on the board like this time. Because he has to refill his hand with at least something. So yeah. As far as it is right now, we had to just like kill those brood queens and that's it. I'm not sure he can like, you know, regain more cards on his kind of like turns. And I will not be surprised if he just like out F4 and just like, you know, dare to concede just to waste my time here because he's still that's it. Will not be surprised. And I guess that is exactly what happened. He just closed the game and didn't dare to concede, just waste my time. Oh, he touched the card. Let's just play this. We're an 8 hands deck, right? We have to play it in 8 hands as many times as possible. Okay, now we have to do... That is an 8 hands lethal, bro. 8 hands lethal, how you doing there? Oh my. That's what I call an 8 hands deck. That's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Okay. Well, Control DK actually looks pretty fine these days.
Fear the coming storm.
Who wants to play?
Headless against the Shaman. I guess that is a combo Shaman, right? With a Murmur Shaman, right? How it's called, I'm not sure, but kind of like when they play Murmur, Izera, and then the whole hand, right? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, so... Well, that will be tough. It will be tough. Like, I didn't have a chance to actually lose against such Shaman yet with Control DKs, but I faced it like twice only. And each time that was... kind of like hard. I'm gonna fool you here. Each time that was kind of like on an edge of, you know, of dying at some point. But we managed to actually pull through each time. Let's see if that happens this time. By the way, this card with a 2/1 is actually so fair though. It was kind of like the best 2-drop in the game before. Now it's still one of the best ones in the game, but you know, it's kind of like a little more fair. That's what I call a good nerf, I would say. Good nerf, like, you know. This card was like everywhere. At some points there were like better cards, you know, overall. for you to put in, like depending on what kind of like DK you played out. But right now, kind of popping because a lot of cards were actually removed. Well, okay, we have to do that. Let's force him to actually do something about that, because he must be afraid of a top deck of a Hideous Husk here. Because that's too much of a sucking rain. Not sure he can handle that one. Career menagerie. The opponent is there. Didn't care about a Hideous Husk here, but we didn't get it, unfortunately.
The citadel stands strong.
Oh, that's pretty cool. But for us to actually destroy this minion, we for us to destroy this minion, let's go. Do we go for hero power and Infested Breath? I guess Infested Breath is fine. That's going to be fine. Let's develop that, and let's hope for a top deck of a Hideous Husk, right? And it's still 4 here. Burn the bird watching, fortunately. Just a bird watching, not something like extremely important here. Come on, I need my Hideous Husk here. He gives me so much space to breathe with all of those liches. And 0 punish, oh man. And 0 punish and the hex here, okay. Did he triangulate that stuff? Not sure. Oh, here's the Hideous Husk for us, finally. Finally, here it is. Okay, now we're starting lethal big time. He has to do something about that. Has to go out with a murmur here. Here it is. There's a full combo, guys. Bob's the bartender. Ooh. It shouldn't be a freeze. Yeah, that should be fine. Plus a mana for him. There you go. Shutter block, let's go. Izera. Finally. And the full hand is played out. Here's a Magara. Okay. That's a Nebula, right? He will have a Nebula here, obviously. There's a Lightning Storm for him. Fine. We need those corpses, I guess. And here's a second Shutter block. Okay. And a Malorn. Okay. That's sweet, right? That's kind of like, you know, what you have to deal with when you play against a shaman like this. Because a lot of like really cool battle cries were actually added like with Azera and Malorn, and that is why this deck actually started to be really cool. It's for a decor. Okay. You didn't find a Nebula? When? I'm not sure what happens there. Not sure what happens there. Well, Corpse Explosion obviously, you know, deals with all of that, no problem whatsoever. I need to actually clear it off. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Well, I guess we need more corpses, so I guess it's like 2 Morbid Swarms is kind of like what we need here. We need more corpses because he will have a Nebula at some point. Not sure why he didn't play it in previous turn. Oh, because he actually drew them in an early game again. That is a problem for him. Nebula is kind of nerfed, right? Because they added all of this like garbage cards. They don't really want to you know, find in the Nebula Discover here. Before it was a huge chance for you to get a clean Space Rock there, but now it's kind of like over. These days are kind of over. Has a second one. We have to be careful about that. He has a second Nebula at some point. I guess this should be fine. Well, we are spending corpses. I'm not sure I want that. We're spending corpses here. We'll have a Nurzog. 14 health. Kind of like destroys everything, right? 14, exactly 14. Okay, nice. That's pretty sweet. That is a good board clear. Nice. He even killed the totem for us. He even killed a totem for us. Pretty sweet. Is that a tome? Oh my, it's a tome. By itself. Cool. Has a second nebula, don't get me wrong. He can actually discover a Kil'jaeden as far as I remember, right? Baking soda. Has a lot of mana, by the way. He has 18 mana. And I have 8. Here's a Nurzog from a Warren. So he gets those back, right? Gets those back. Fine. Frost Decor here. How do I kill that thing? I can do a corpse explosion and risk it a little bit. I guess that's fine. We kind of like having exactly enough, right? Exactly enough. Fun. It depends on what he has right there, like what kind of like extra gods he has. We have it sis, it's not really bad. We have a Zill here. Like we kind of have like all those board clears that we might need. Okay, I wish I had like a ping to do it sis right there. Okay, fine. Okay. Let's see what's up.
Let me nurture.
Nah, that's fine. Oh my man, that is huge by the way. Okay, we don't have a board clear for a second nebula. Don't have a board clear for a second nebula. Well, I guess that's you know, that's concerning.
I have seen creation, and I will bring destruction.
Okay, let's find some cards here. Oh, Headless. Headless is sweet. Let's go. Shaladrazil. Shaladrazil is also sweet. Also great. Also good. Also awesome. Let's go. Because there will be dream cards for us to return something into his hand if that needed. If that is needed, right? Plus a 5 damage. It's kind of like a board clear, you know? Kind of like a board clear here. Lock on, no one cares. Lightning Storm, oh my. So he doesn't have like good cards here. Molded Magma. And only one card left, right? And only one card left. Oh my, and a Parrot Sanctuary. So he's kind of like out of steam. All he has is like one Molded Magma and a top deck and a Dream. And that is, you know, that's what I call really nice. That is what I call a really nice turn of a win zone. Let's do that one first. Let's see what happens here. Menagerie. Two bananas, not really interested. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Gorilla Bot is really sweet because we kind of like have a mech here. Well, I guess Husk it is. Let's see what's up. He needs spell damage totem here. Didn't get it. Nebula. Oh, what a top deck, bro. How you doing out there? How you doing out there? What a top deck zone. It's a perfect troll, bro. How is that fair? Oh my. How is that fair? Well, I guess this is fine. Let's go. Let's discover here something. Curator. On the Dreadhound Beast. Well, we don't really have a Morlock, but we have a Dragon and a Beast, right? That's pretty sweet. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Okay, so how do we do that? How do we do that, though?
Insignificant.
I guess something like this should happen. Let's go.
Talk.
Okay, well, I take it. I take it, bro. No problem. That was a perfect troll from Nebula, bro. I'm not sure why he didn't, like, draw that. Oh, so he got, like, both of the Frosted Decors from Haggadah. I guess he's a little sad here. Both of the Frosted Decors from a Haggadah, bro. Okay. I guess it's fair. Oh. Control Death Knight, bro. Control Death Knight. In the second stream, I actually like showcased a control deck. Control Death Knight deck. This time it's like an 8-hands version, but like it's kind of like still a control. It does really, really well, though. I'm kind of surprised how fast shamans actually run out of steam, because you cannot like play play an Incendious with a Murmur, right? Because you actually want to buff those cards. Even if you have like 15 eruptions that deal 1 damage, it is not like too much. If an Incendious like cannot actually buff that out, at least with +1. Interesting. I guess that's another shaman like this, so I'm just like going on the board as fast as possible. Just going on the board as fast as possible. I didn't see any other shaman played out. Like let me put it this way. I didn't see any other shamans in this like combo stuff going on right now on the ladder. And so far, you know, our strategy to actually play out this way actually worked out well for us. Far side, bro. Well, not too bad. Not too bad for us. I guess we draw, right? I guess we draw as much as possible here. Try to find a Hideous Husk here, I think. Try to find a Hideous Husk as fast as possible. Don't really have that one in our hand right now. Making soda, okay. Clears it out. Oh, here's a Hideous Husk for us. I guess this is better, because otherwise we'll just mill something, like whatever else we do. Plus 4 health and towns, that is actually really strong. I really want more cards. Charge 5/6. Hold on. Exploding mirror. Exploding mirror is cool, but a 5/6, I'm on my mind.
Is eternal.
Bananas. Kind of like a downside, but not too much. Exploding mirror is kind of like you know, a shuffle, but this is kind of like guaranteed 5 damage here right now. Okay, let's go. Kin Mukla for the win, right? Kin Mukla for the win. Let's be aggressive here. That's a lot of damage, too much for me to pass out. Not sure how much like 2 bananas can backfire us here, but let's hope he just like doesn't have anything. So he actually had a coin. He actually has a coin. He can go with a more and in his era next turn, right? Plays out a coin right now, really? What is so important that you want to mess out your combo here? A Hex, okay. Well, Hex is kind of like important. There's too much damage, as I said. It's pretty sweet that, you know. It's pretty sweet that Mukla actually drew a Hex on it. Kind of have a huge next turn, I would say. Huge one. Now it's just a more. It's turn 6, and we're kind of like starting lethal. Oh, so he had a better signature. I forgot about that. Here's a Miserum, so he goes out. Well, we have a Corpse Explosion at least. So this is not something really good. Oh, he wants to find what? Something. He wants to find something. But it will die anyway, bro. It's pretty sweet how they destroy their board here. He wants to find a Shadow Block here. Didn't find a Shadow Block. Oh, so that is what he wanted to do, right? He wanted to find specifically a Shadow Block, because without it, that is actually like a garbage deck. Because without it, it's actually kind of like a garbage deck, though. Fill your hand with copies of the cards from your opponent deck. The cost 3 less. Okay. The cost 3 less. Well, we have really good cards, bro. So again, remember, I have like Senseless, I have a lot of things going on here. Which damage is that? How much damage is that?
My rule is eternal.
Okay. And just like, you know. Let's just do this. That's fine and out by itself. Charge. Plus 3 attack and life. Oh, well, that's pretty sweet. But I guess charge is fine. Kevin Isaac Hideous Husk has to actually clear the board here. We actually have 1 Corpse Explosion, I think, right? In our deck. You could get it. And it's just like fine. Ursa, okay. Well, that's sweet. But it doesn't die. Mm-hmm. An Exavius for him. Well, we're kind of threatened here. Because he found an Ursa from our deck. Kind of a little threatened here. Cannot finish him off, really. Really. What do I want? What do I want? I want it says, right? From a nightmare. I want it says, but not like right now. What I want right now? I want to remove those liches, and that's it for now. Let's see what we got here first. It's damaging. Okay, fine. Fine, let's sacrifice Husk here. It is what it is. Let's sacrifice a Husk here. If he's smart enough, he'll kill it with a Muzar, okay. But you know, for me, there is more corpses, more things dead out of them. Because for now, I just like need 12 corpses here, as far as I remember. Yep, exactly. Exactly 12 corpses, and there's only, oh my, that is huge by the way. Now not 12, but 15. Wish Upon the Stars is, you know, it's a strong card. Strong card. Okay, good to go. But he caused like Wish Upon the Star here, and Airlock Breach was really a shame. Here's a Shadow Log. So what do you have left from Bottle Cries here? I'm not sure though. Oh, he has slimes, right? One more slime. Well, two more as well. Okay, we need to find more board clears here, like whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, we need to find more board clears. Headless is fine here on Buzzman. I guess we'll do that. Because it's a huge boy. That's a huge boy, and we need to find its sis from here. Well, here you go. Or an Orza. No. Sis is kind of like better. Let's save it. Kind of like have a hero power to finish it off. Let's see what's up. Like, he has a couple of slimes with Nebulas and stuff, but we need to find a Corpse Explosion. We found it, at least. That's fine. We need to find our board clears, because he didn't, like, play out a Nebulas, like, yet, right? Didn't play out his Nebulas yet. And those slimes can actually be a Nebula. Oh, here you go. Let's hope for 0 high rolls of Spleen Space Rock. Everything else just like doesn't concern me. That's fine. Oh, it's stream. No Space Rocks. That is all I ask for. Whatever you do. The story of my life, bro. All I ask for, no Spleen Space Rocks. You can do whatever you want. Fine. We need to draw. We need a Corpse Explosion. We need a Corpse Explosion as fast as possible. Here you go, finally. So I'm kind of like safe here, finally, right? Let's do this. And I will explain why in a second. Brood is nice. So the reason for that is that if he actually wants to play a Nebula, he has to do it right away. He doesn't like really have enough room for him. For a good Nebula here. That's more than fine. Hearthstone. Like, why? Oh, you don't really have a second Nebula, really? Well, that's, you know, that's sweet. Headless Horseman, bro. It's charge, right? Yeah. Don't really have corpses and don't really want to spend them though. What do I do? Home to burn.
On this turn.
Guess that's fine. Let's do this. As I said, we need corpses. As I said, we need corpses here. And I don't really want to break those 2/2s here, like at all. To prevent like a good Nebula turn. I want him to have as many minions on the board as possible not to be able to cast a good Nebula here. Like triple drain.
None.
Like in case he has one. Like he still has one slime, you know? If that slime is a frosted decor, we probably won the game anyway. And we'll see. Draw 2 cards, you can play them for 2 turns. Yeah, I actually had to remove a bubble from it, right? Nice. Nice. Don't want to spend corpses. So, do you have a Nebula slime here? Let me see it. It's no better turns than this one. And here you go. Full board clear. Nebula slime. How many clean space rocks will you roll? It's not huge. It's 12 damage. 18 damage. 24 damage. Oh my god! Bro, how are you doing that? That's a potential for 32 damage. I guess he will go for a guaranteed one, right? No, he just like doesn't care. Why? That's huge, bro. Oh my god, dude. It's really sad I have to shatter your dreams this way, but it's kind of like what I do, bro. It's kind of like what I do. Let's take it slow. Let's take it slow, though. That's actually a pretty sweet card. Draw 2. It's kind of like an all-inish version, right? Because if you draw a Murmur from it, you're kind of like obligated not to play it for a couple of turns, and that is like, you know, not really good. Yeah, I was just about to say, what are you still doing in this game, bro? You lost. Oh my god. Okay, that was a really great run. I kind of liked it so far. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you saw there, but that is it for now for a BBU 8 hands ticket.